The most painful deaths caught on live stream.
The kick incident. On a breezy afternoon,
Of course it's
in August
kick.
2025, a 25-year-old kick streamer was invited backstage to a wrestling event as a guest of the show. When the streamer showed up, a 39-year-old wrestler would see cameras and video recording equipment following the man and mistakenly think that he was another wrestler that was acting for a skit. The wrestler would jump into full-on acting mode.
Acting? Wait, chat. This might sound like a dumb question to some of y'all, bro. But like, it's all wrestling just fake as hell? Is the only real wrestling out there the wrestling is doing high school? And low-key makes sense though, because the wrestling dudes doing in high school is, I ain't gonna lie, not that there's anything wrong with it, but it's gay as hell, bro. Like, what I was seeing, niggas would just be hunching on each other for what reason? My nigga, it's not a sport. It's just a competitive freak-off.
Upon interaction, the streamer would say that he doesn't know who the wrestler is, and the
Damn,
wrestler
his
would
got
take that
ego.
as his cue to get into character. He picked up a canned beverage and smashed it on the streamer's head, leaving him completely baffled. The wrestler's partners would step in and immediately let him know that the streamer wasn't a part of their wrestling set.
Oh,
Surprised
damn.
and deeply embarrassed, the wrestler stopped playing as his persona and apologized to the streamer.
Okay, as he
Reasonably
should.
enough, the streamer accepted his apology.
Okay.
The two shook hands, and the streamer would later on be invited by the wrestling crew to jump in the ring for a skit.
Okay, so who the hell gonna die? Don't tell me that saying it's okay, but he whole time he's sitting there like Aiden Ross just rubbing his little greasy mitts together. But damn well he about to try and get his get
They
back.
told him that he could pick up the wrestler and do one move on him to make up for what happened. And just like that, the beef was settled. That is, until you realize that the 25-year-old streamer was being watched by hundreds of people in his kick stream, and they all just witnessed the silly mistake on live camera.
Ooh.
His chat began poking fun at him. They'd say that he got knocked out from a prop can, and then they'd begin asking the streamer why he just sat back and let it happen.
You gonna take that?
Together,
Yo, it be like this, yo. They got that instigating badges on 100, bro. Talking about you gonna take that, bro. It was an accident,
his chat
dude.
began calling him a coward and something that starts with B and rhymes with glitch.
Yo.
And it didn't help that his father also egged him on by poking fun at how he was hugging a bunch of men in tights.
Where are his mods?
Did you get jumped by a bunch of dudes in tights? You said what? I looked at your stream. You were hugging on some dudes, some booty shorts.
Yo, what?
Wrestling show.
Tension slowly simmered in the wrestling arena as the night progressed on. The man began feeling a mixture of pride, anger, and the pressure of being watched.
Yo,
by
his ass
hundreds
got
of people
rage better
online.
than murking somebody.
As the verbal jabs continued, his restraint began to crack.
Hey, yo, where are his mods? Like, no bull jump, bro. I'm not no sensitive ass dude, bro. But you not just finna be in my chat rage baiting the fuck out of me, bro. Mods gonna have to snipe your ass on some LTG type timing, bro. Hell nah.
To separate and back to the video. He
Long
let the comments
ass
get to
ad.
him, and soon enough, he became unable to separate an online chat room from reality.
Nah.
After the wrestler got on stage and began his performance, the streamer would be given the signal to join in. He
Okay.
jumped into the ring, and fueled by adrenaline and rage, he lunged forward at the unsuspecting wrestler and lifted him off the ground by grabbing his legs.
Oh,
For a moment, he carried the wrestler in the air.
Okay.
Everybody cheered and applauded the young man, thinking it was a part of the act.
uh-huh.
But in a moment, the tone shifted. While still carrying the wrestler in the air, the
Don't-
streamer would slam him into the ground with such brutal force that it had instantly knocked the man out. Without a
Damn.
moment to waste, the streamer hopped onto the man's body and began unloading a
I know you
flurry of
lying.
punches to his face.
Bitch, I know you lying. What?
The live stream kept rolling as the wrestler's body went completely limp, and the man continued punching his defenseless head. The crowd began screaming, and a group of wrestlers jumped onto the stage to subdue the streamer and kick him out of the venue.
Where the hell?
most-
Yo. And like I said at the start of the video, of course it's kick. Bro, stuff like this on streaming only happens on kick. I don't know what it is that just speaks to all the degenerates of the world to just gather and congregate on kick. But bro, this would not happen on Twitch. I know y'all be giving Twitch a hard time because, you know what I'm saying, they kind of do deserve it. But like, bro, man, they ain't letting this shit happen.
And a stupid live stream get the best of him. And now, because of that, this 39-year-old war veteran who used wrestling as a coping mechanism to fight off his PTSD was fighting for his life in a hospital.
Damn.
Within hours, the video had spread across the internet, shocking everybody who watched it. What was meant to be entertainment became evidence. What was meant to build reputation instead destroyed it.
Oh, his ass
Despite
cooked.
fracturing his facial bones, losing multiple teeth, choking on
Damn.
and suffering severe head trauma.
You know how hard you gotta be hitting someone to knock out teeth, like grown man teeth?
I'm happy to announce that at the time of this video, Psycho Stu is seemingly in better condition now. The Facebook incident.
Okay.
A sweltering afternoon in May, a construction site was on the brink of collapse. Flames surrounded the site as workers clung to metal railings inside of the concrete building. And smoke curled from different directions.
Bro, I've always had a fear of like burning up in a building like this, bro. Ever since I seen them like 9/11 videos, this has always been my fear of like a list of 5 ways we just don't want to go out, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie. This in my top 5. It's easily like top 3 maybe. Hell nah. When I see, cause it's like, it's so scary knowing that you're going to die and there ain't shit you can do about it. Like, ain't no firefighter coming to save your ass. Nothing, bro. And then the smoke just getting up in your lungs, filling you up, pause. Bro, it's probably the worst way to go out. I ain't gonna lie.
People became scrambled, abandoning their tools and blaring their alarms as a thick black smoke swallowed the building that they were working on. Many workers escaped the inferno, but inside, 2 men found themselves trapped. They too tried to escape the danger, but due to structural collapse and extreme heat blocking off their escape routes, they found themselves stuck. One of the construction workers thought quickly. He pulled out his phone from his pocket and started a live broadcast to call out for help. His words trembled with desperation. Behind him, flames flickered orange in the haze. Every cough, crack, and distant roar amplified the sense of impending doom.
I mean, fuck, bro. What can you really do though? Like, you could, bro. You could. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna get on him for like pulling out his phone, recording it, because maybe he has some shit he wanted to tell his family. Only way I can really think about getting out of that shit alive is like on some nut tight timing, bro. You just run through the flames, jump out that bitch, bro. I think they're on the 3rd floor though, so he most definitely would have like broken his skull open or something like that. And that's scary too.
Every cough, crack, and distant roar amplified the sense of impending doom. Viewers tuned into his livestream and witnessed the corridor ahead become consumed in flames, leaving behind no exit in sight. The other remaining workers that were trapped in the lower part of the building were rescued by fire crews. Ladders, axes, and officials all came clawing through flame to bring them to safety. They emerged splattered in soot with stained clothes, watering eyes, and burning lungs. But for the 2 construction workers on the higher part of the building, they were still trapped. They continued to cry out for help in the livestream, but due to the amount of smoke that covered the building, visibility became impossible.
Damn!
The building was just moments away from collapsing. So, depressingly enough, the fire crew decided to abandon their rescue mission for the last 2 men. It was just too dangerous.
Yo, shout out firefighters though, bro. They be putting their life on the line, man.
Remained on livestream calling out for help, but in a split second, it ended abruptly. The building came crumbling down. Afterwards, investigators would later find that safety protocols were neglected, egress routes had been compromised, and the blaze had spread faster than anyone anticipated because of negligence.
Of course, it's always on upper management, bro. I be trying to tell y'all, these people be trying to cut corners wherever they can. It don't matter if it's going to endanger 1,000 lives, 1,000,000 lives, bro. They gonna do whatever they can do to make sure they pockets stay fat, never skinny, bro.
Became immortalized as the 2 men's shocking last moments.
Yo, rest in peace, bro.
But their legacy lives on in the loved ones they left behind. May their souls rest in peace.
Exactly, man.
The Instagram incident. On a warm September night in Buenos Aires, 2 young women and a teen accepted an invitation that promised them some quick money and fun. They received the message through a friend of a friend. Apparently, some people were willing to pay the girls to attend a private party. Delighted by the opportunity, the 3 ladies accepted.
Yeah, hell no. Hell nah. Hell nah. You not gonna catch me at no private party, my nigga. I ain't gonna lie. Like, that just sounds sketchy as hell.
Later on, they would arrive at a quiet house in Florencio Varela. But unbeknownst to them, it would be the last building they'd ever step in. What waited inside wasn't music, dancing, or partying, but rather a masked gang carrying ropes, weapons, and evil intentions.
Oh no.
The girls were all accused of stealing something that didn't belong to them. It was a package of illegal items that seemed to carry more weight than their lives ever could in the eyes of the men holding them hostage.
No.
They all brought out their phones and went live. 45 exclusive viewers joined in, and just like that, the infamous stream had officially begun. The gang shouted at the woman and told the viewers that this is what happens when people steal from him. The men then began to beat on the captives, while also removing their fingernails from their hands. The beatings continued for a long period of time.
Bro, yo, what the fuck? No funny joke. What is up with cartels and just being like inhumane, bro? God Damn, bro.
Until they finally saw the three women and ended the stream. Days later, the house was raided. Beneath freshly turned soil in the men's backyard, police uncovered the three bodies of the women buried in multiple pieces.
And you know for a fact they didn't get arrested either. And
The stream had ended, but its echo spread across Argentina, igniting pure outrage and grief. It was no longer just a crime. It became a symbol of how easily life, innocence, and dignity can vanish when cruelty hides behind a camera.
Damn.
Fortunately, however, the police have recently arrested the mastermind behind this atrocity. May these women's souls rest in peace. The live leak incident. On a calm Friday
Oh
afternoon,
man, nightmare fuel, Jesus Christ. Yo, I remember a lot of people talking about live leak like back in the day, bro, on some like nut type timing.
prayers had just begun. The sun fell softly over the city as hundreds gathered at Al Noor Mosque, a place of peace, ritual, and routine.
Okay, shout out my
Across
Muslims.
town, a man sat alone in his car, checking his weapons and pressing the streaming button to go live on Facebook.
Oh.
The broadcast began. He drove slowly toward the mosque, and when he stepped out, his camera followed. He placed his camera on his helmet, then pulled out his weapon and began one of the worst known atrocities in New Zealand. Fire rang out inside the prayer hall, shattering the calm.
What do you gain
Worshippers
from
panicked
this
on
though?
camera and scrambled for cover in confusion. In as little as 2 minutes, the live stream showed nothing but pure chaos. Corridors echoed with screams, doors slammed, and footsteps tried running to escape.
Yo, I remember this. This was when if I'm remembering this correctly, didn't the live streamer say like sub to PewDiePie or something like that? That's when it like became set in stone in my mind that side of the internet is just not for me, bro. And I'm not saying every single one of them just wants to go to a mosque and fire it up. Like, obviously not. But I'm just saying, bro, that side of the internet houses some weird ass people. Some weird ass cases, dog. They need to get cracked.
But it would be to no avail.
Why is his
As
tongue out?
worshippers
You
ran
got
out of the
speed.
mosque and spilled out onto the street, the man walked back outside, reloaded his weapon, and fleeing. And then he drove off and arrived at a second mosque known as the Linwood Islamic Center.
No way he hit two up.
Depressingly enough, even more lives were taken at this mosque.
Where the the cops at, man?
Well, that is, until a brave worshipper fought back.
Oh,
Abdul Aziz attacked the man with nothing but a credit card machine while ducking and avoiding gunfire. Eventually, the brave man found one of the streamer's used weapons that he had discarded on the ground. He picked it up and chased the man away with it. And then he threw the empty weapon into the back of the man's car window, forcing him to flee. The day was finally saved as police officers later on arrested the man. But what was left behind was 51 human casualties.
God
80 in
damn!
wounds, and a nation forever changed. The footage exploded all over LiveLeak, where it was re-uploaded numerous times. The situation was so bad that the entire website became blocked by the country's biggest internet providers. New Zealand made significant reform with laws aimed to specific weaponry. A man who attempted to become immortalized through an atrocity failed to realize that he only set the stage to show off the capabilities that human courage can excel to. Rest in peace to every one of these victims, and Abdul's actions has my deepest and most profound respect. We could all learn a thing or two from him. Anyway,
We could.
with that being said, have yourself a happy day. Don't forget to start your 14-day free trial now.
All right, man. Yo, W video chat. Shout out my man Talking Hat. If y'all want to see more reactions like this in the future, man, make sure y'all toss up a little subscribe button so I don't have to go to the Air Force or the military and nothing like that. So I can just sit at home making videos. But shout out y'all, man. I'm gonna see y'all later.